Welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. So what do we got for you today? Well, I've had a lot of requests about my Mash Tun. I did a video one time before, way back when, but I figured why not have another video. It might help somebody out. So what we're going to do today is we're going to convert this 10-gallon drink cooler into a Mash Tun. Okay, so stick around for this. You might enjoy it. First things first, there is always 5 things you can do to help us out. Do one of them or do them all. They would all be appreciated. First, hit that subscribe button down there in the corner. Also, you can hit that notification bell so you'll be notified. Share us with your friends. If you like what you see, give us that thumbs up. And as always, leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, but first, what is a Mash Tun? The long and the short of it is a Mash Tun is a device to help hold, let's say, your grain to a certain temperature so that you could do a couple different things. Number one, I like to use it so if I put corn, ground corn in there and hot water, hold it to a certain temperature to try to get the starches out of that corn into the liquid. Number one, if I'm using that. Number two is you've got your grain in there. If you hold your grain to a certain temperature, usually 153 to 148, that you can convert them starches that you got out of the corn or whatever else and convert it into sugars. And it also helps in when I like to sparge off the grains, wash the grains out and collect them in my fermentation or into my brew pot if I'm brewing beer. Okay, so it's a great tool. I use it all the time. There's a couple different types. Number one is the drink cooler. It's insulated. It maintains temperature very well. Or you could use, if you're like fermenting on grain and you don't have the room for you, you could use a barrel and wrap something to insulate, like a blanket or something like that, to help maintain that temperature. You could do that. All right. So the long and the short of it is, this is what I use. It works out very well for me. And I'm going to show you how I made it. It's so simple. It's not hard at all. Okay. So we took a 10-gallon drink cooler. You could use 5. But I like the 10, it gives me a little bit of room. Okay, so now we got to mount some type of valve in the bottom of it. Okay, all right. So let's show you how I did that. Okay. So first step is you take and remove the push button valve out of the cooler here, and you got a hole. So this is a 1/2 inch ball valve. All right, so the first thing, and then the other thing, well, that's good. This is a 1/2 inch closed nipple, pipe nipple, and a washer that will fit over top of that. These here are O-rings from a garden hose. I bought, they're called hose washers. You get a little assortment pack from your hardware store or whatever. They seem to work very well. Okay, so how simple this is to do. All right, so what we got, I had to have a washer just to take up space, to be honest with you. All right, so what we're going to do is screw in to our ball valve, a 1/2 inch piece of pipe, and tighten that up. Be careful of the threads. All right, tighten that up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a washer. And then put on one of these big O-rings. All right. So what we're going to do next, this is 1/2 inch pipe, by CVPVC thing. So it's the same size that half-inch pipe there. Okay, so what we'll end up doing, you'll slide this through the hole in the cooler. You'll put another O-ring, and then you're going to screw this on the inside, and you tighten it up, and it should seal against the core and make it watertight. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in. So we're going to put that in there like that. Okay, let me get the camera ready. Okay, so we got the valve through the hole, and then what we want to do is put one of them O-rings on there, and you just kind of roll it on there. They will fit. Okay, so you put the O-ring on there, and then you're going to take the PVC from half-inch pipe to half-inch pipe thread to half-inch glue-in PVC. Okay, and then you're just going to screw that on there. And then you tighten that up, and it will make a seal. Okay. Okay, so you got the parts into the core. You make them good and tight, and double check to make sure you don't. Put some water in, make sure you don't have a leak. Okay, so now the final step is this is the screen. I got this from my local homebrew shop, but it's a screen with half-inch piece of pipe nipple on the end of there. So what I did, out of regular PVC pipe, I cut me a small piece about 1 inch long, and all you got to do is glue it to this. And this is the same thing that we use on the other side, half-inch pipe to PVC. And then you glue that in, and then that will screw onto here. Right, so only glue this is the only glue joint you're going to have to make. Okay, the rest of it do not glue. All right, so once you got that all screwed on there, the next step, you're ready to go. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so when you're ready to use your Mash Tun, you're going to take this piece and you just push it into that, and that's all you need to do. And then you're ready to put your grains and everything in there, and that will strain everything out. Now the nice thing about this, you get a little twist, pull it out, everything's easy to clean, and let's move on. Okay, so I hope that answered a couple of your questions. Like I said before, this works great for me. I haven't had very little trouble with it. One last thing to say. Hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.